Somehow it's not letting both of us go on. Hold.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you too.
Okay. Yeah, we are live right now, so everything should be straight.
Yeah, I see it. That's it.
What's up, Charles Gray? How's it going today? Glad to have you back again. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the host of the Take It to the Streets live morning show, Take It to the Streets live show, and Take It to the Streets late night show, and the channel of Doordash Revolution. We have our co-host here today, Hulk Smash. How's everything going? Information man, glad to have you here today, as well as Charles Gray. And we were just looking at the analytics of our last video that we put out. And sometime later on today, it'll reach 1,000 views. We thank God for that. We thank God for the viewers. And we thank God for people that's given us creative ideas, support, and all of that as well, in order to give feedback so we can be able to give value to you. All right, Hulk Smash, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
How's everybody doing today?
All right, George, we've been talking about in our last episode with the war, we was talking about doing a pre-game DoorDash show. I didn't want to actually call the name of another channel due to the respect of that channel. Even though I got it as content for DoorDash, we would be dealing with all gig apps. Any challenges that people are doing out here, you know, as content creators, as delivery drivers, as well as, you know, the war tournament that's going on. I would like to go to my playlist so I can get people to see what we're doing. It will be this right here, the pregame DoorDash show, where you have two analysts, myself and Hulk Smash. We will be talking about different tournaments, different challenges. We will have the pregame show, and we'll also have a post-game show similar to what Sports Analysts does, and talk about the case studies of the finalists that we have in these different tournaments in these different cities and these different challenges that's going on in different markets near you. So we have Hulk here today, and we're going to hear from his perspective on this last tournament that took place on Gig Wars official channel. And I want to be able to show that as well before I proceed on. I want to get people to know who we are talking about and what channel we are talking about. So I'm getting ready to pull that information up right now. Hold on. All right. And that will be that channel right there. Gig Wars official. I'm gonna pull it up even better than that.
Tired of investing?
As a matter of fact, she's on now. But yeah, that's her channel right there. Where they have different competitions among different drivers in different tournaments that they set up. George been a participant on many of her tournaments, and he will be able to explain to you what type of tournaments it is. He will give you the insider scoop on how them tournaments go and what future episodes we will be doing, dealing with different challenges that drivers have out here. We will be doing it on this show. So go ahead, George. The floor is yours.
All right. Let me see. Let me put this back now. I was just answering some chat. People was in the chat. I was acknowledging them.
Okay.
Hello,
Well,
everybody. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing today? My name is George John. They call me Hulk Smash. What he's talking about is Red is her name. She has a channel called Gig Wars Official, and what they do, they have different competitions against drivers in different areas, states, and all of that stuff. Different states, different areas, even some in the same markets and everything. They have also an app that they bought out called Gig Wars, the Gig Wars app. And what they do is they put their numbers in that app, and it's free. It's actually free to actually join. Now, there's another part that if you don't want no ads, then you have to pay a membership fee, so it can be ad free. Also, with that perks, you can also do more than 10 slots for a war. If you do the paid version, you can do more than 10 slots. You're allowed up to 10 slots for the free version, but if you want more participants, you have to pay, so then you can have more slots for them to come in to join. There's some upgrades on the app. They have it that you can chat with each other on the app, through the app. There's a chat little box there. The only people who could chat are the people in the war. If you're not in the war, you won't be able to chat with them. You could go and click on the war, but if you didn't join the war, you won't be able to chat with them because it's only set up so the people who's in the war could chat with them in the war. It's a friendly competition. Sometimes they do things for like giveaways or whatever, or donations and stuff like that. Also, Red and I's war, we had a little friendly competition and stuff like that. On our war was a funny thing. The loser had to dye their head red. Red and I had the war. I won the war. It was a close war, and Red dyed her head red as a result. She did it. She put it on the live stream and everything. So other wars, they have little stipulations in the war, and then if you lose the war, you have something. There was a person that's got to wear a hoodie that says Gig Wars B or so, something on it, and it's all pink and stuff like that. It's a little joke thing. It's just something, that we do to have competition. Plus, we're just learning each other's market at the same time because we communicate with each other through the wall too to see how everything's done. This last past war they had was a 1K war, and the first person who could make up to make $1,000 wins the war. They also have on there. I have to go on my thing here because I'm on the phone. I can't see it.
Well, that's the competition he's talking about. The one I'm showing on the screen that just was the past weekend, the 1000K of Showdown. And you got a chance to see it. I got a chance to see it. I would like for you to elaborate on each day of the contest and who was the winner. First, who started out as in the leaderboard in day one. And then as the tournament progressed, then you could talk about.
I'm hearing you. I gotta see if I can get it on my phone, my computer here.
All right, take your time.
There's some screenshots,
All right, take your time.
Because I'm on the phone.
Take your time.
I gotta go to the other thing. Don't see them. I might have deleted them.
Take your time. Well, you could pretty much talk about who was on the leaderboard for day one.
I don't remember who won. I had to. Okay. Let me see.
It was that Gig and Drive, I think, out of Chicago. He was on the leaderboard in day one.
Yeah, I mean.
And then I forgot who the winner was. I think it was Wannabe.
I don't want to say because I know.
And Wannabe, he I think he was the winner on day 3.
See.
Hold on, let's see.
It's not on this. It's on my phone, but I could go on the app, but I have to go on the app on my phone, not on my computer.
Okay. So you're not gonna be able to pull up that information.
Yeah, because you put me on the phone. Okay, hold on. Let me jump off, and I can jump on my computer on StreamYard. Can you put the link in the Can you pin the link on top in the comment section in the chat?
Let's see. I'm pulling back because I thought I remember seeing some stuff earlier myself.
Yeah, I probably sent you some screenshots, but I probably deleted them off my phone. I didn't know you was going to talk about it. So
let me see. We'll pull up. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send some information to you to see do it is equivalent of what you had earlier last week.
I didn't know you was doing this. I would have.
You ain't gonna be able to do that either because it's going to your phone.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying put the link in there, and then I could use my phone, and I could just jump on my computer on StreamYard.
Okay,
put the link in the comment section, and I could do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do it like this right here. You might can be able to work from it right here. It was due on February the 9th, 2014 to February the 11th, 2024. It says that in the app earners only, no cash tips. The first person to hit 1K wins. And the winner will receive a GW winner circle. And then it explains what that is. Now we're looking at that Dash and Maverick. When it started off, after day one, he was in the lead with $196.28. And then you had Gig in. And then Red was right there third. And it was $185. It was $185 there, and everybody else came in below that. But these were the 3 that was at the top: Dash and Maverick, Gig in, and Red. Would you elaborate on those 3 participants, as this was the end of day one that you have encountered with and have seen in the past as participants? We know Red was highly favored, but then you had Dash and Maverick, and I think he came in at the end and finally, enlisted that, I want to be in the tournament too. So you can go ahead and take it from there off of the 3 names that I just gave you and provided to you.
Well, the two I know, that's a felon and Gig was official. Those are the two main heavy hitters. Cause I was in previous wars with them too, with group wars. I was also in a war with Red, with a single competition war. They was good. Those are my favorites to win the war. Um, Dash and Maverick, I never really heard, but I saw that he or she was on one or two other wars there,
Right.
and he came later on, but he ended up showing what he or she could do. So I didn't know too much about that Maverick, but I did say before that don't underestimate the other two because you never know what they could do on
Right.
that. So in that case, even though my favorites didn't win, it was still to me it was still a good war. I do have them like if I could go on my phone, but that's all right. But
All right.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that the war went the way it did because it showed other people what they're made of. These wars also show people. It pushes other people to better themselves, and then it
Mm-hmm.
also the war. I give the war credit. These wars give credit because they make them understand the market and think on the fly. Because when people normally actually doing gig work, deliveries or ride share, whatever, because a lot of these wars you can do ride share as well as part of the war and stuff like that. You have your own time. But when you're against somebody else or on a time crunch, you have to think and react and make decisions a lot quicker than you probably would. And then you'll notice more things in your own market that you didn't really notice because
Right.
of the war.
Mm-hmm.
So with these wars could bring out good aspects about knowing your market as a individual as well as knowing other people's market because people communicate with each other either through that chat section through the Gig Wars app or on a panel. A lot of times they go on a panel and talk with each other that way because it's easier. They don't have to do a lot of hand free. Plus, it's safety. That's the main thing, is safety. A lot of times when they're on a panel, you can see each other and you can watch over each other. Especially when some of these wars go for 24 hours, 2 days, or whatever, and you're pushing 12-hour wars and you're pushing to try to, make what you want to earn and stuff like that. You're always looking out for the next person because you don't want nobody to get hurt. And then you
Right.
might not see because you concentrate on something else, but somebody who's in the panel might see something. They get
Mm-hmm.
hurt. So these wars actually are good in aspects because it looks out for all the drivers who are participating and the people who are in the chat section who's actually looking at them could also put in the chat or go on the panel too, just to say their piece and interact that way too. So it gives everybody a form of interaction and it brings out a better perspective to me.
All right. Got a question for you. In this 1K challenge, they were mostly multi-apping on this in this tournament, correct?
Yes, because you can use any app that they put on there that the rules said is basically was every app, and then you have others. That means there might be apps that you might know. I have a couple of apps that is not on there that I could use. One is Draver. You know, they don't have that on that list there, so that'll be on the other. But it's a gig app. It's called Draver. That's one. You know, I
All
have
right.
other apps too, but I just put that as an example. So that falls on the other. Another one's called I View It. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's another app. Okay, I'll explain those two apps since I brought them up. Okay, Draver
Okay.
is an app that you use that you could go and pick up like cars and stuff from dealerships or rental places and stuff like that and drive them. Sometimes they might have, and then you drive from one place to another, point A to point B. They also depends on what you want. You can actually drive other um, workers like driver workers, gig workers. You could also drive them, pick them up, and drive them around too. That's also part of you. You could do that too. What they also do is when you drop off the thing, they will get you back to your destination. From wherever you picked up the merchandise or the car or whatever, and then drop it off. So when you drop it off, after you've done, the company will bring you back to your point of origin where you live. So then you could drive home. They will flip the bill for that, so you don't have to worry about that unless you want to stay there. But a lot of people want to go back home, so they go back home. They could do it either by Uber, they could even do it by plane, train, bus, or another driver. They might have another driver come out, pick you up, and you driving with that person, and they drive you all the way back. So
Oh, that's
that's an
that's
app
pretty
there.
good. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's
That's
an
pretty
app
good.
there too. Yeah, I learned that from another content creator who brought that out, and I use it here and there. I don't use it that much, but I use it.
Okay.
It's a lot of time for things, but you get rewarded. They have a little thing you have to go through a checklist. You go through a test and all that. Go through a checklist and all that stuff when you picking up and go by step by step. If you have any problems, obviously you call the customer support. I mean, driver support and everything like that. Now,
Okay.
the other app I was talking about, I'm going to talk about the other app since I've said two of them. It's called I View It. Basically, what you do is you go around, you take pictures. You take pictures of the outside of a building, school, whatever, that's also a building. Or you can just take pictures of land. You can take pictures of the inside of something too. You'll drive.
Mm-hmm.
I use these as filler apps, but it is a gig app that's not on a gig wars list because maybe
Mm-hmm.
they didn't know about it or not. But so they have it on the other. But that could be included in that war if you was doing that war because it says
Okay.
other. So you have to read the instructions. And it says other. You can put any other apps, but you have to have proof. And that's when say if you win the war, you have to have proof and send it up to the people so they can actually verify it and verify that you are the winner. So
Okay. That
and
that sounds
so
good. That
yeah.
sounds good. Um, with my analysis of what happened that weekend and everything, we talked about it in the pregame show of who would have the best advantage would be the ones that had those catering apps, shopping app like Instant Cart. I talked about that. We talked about
Uh-huh.
deliver that. Now, if a
Uh-huh.
driver had already had scheduled, delivered and deliver that orders during that weekend and was a preferred driver as well as Instacart, I don't know if any one of them drivers had that advantage or not and would have made a difference in the tournament. But I can tell you, Waterby was in the second day was in the lead. It took the lead from Dashing Maverick. Then you had Gig again and then Red. Wannabe was leading at 500. He was at the 500 mark, or she was at the 500 mark, and then the rest of them came within behind that. Are you familiar with Gig In and Wannabe? I know you was talking a whole lot about Wannabe in our last show. As an up and coming participant in these shows and everything. And that person had the lead on the second day. Maverick, then Gig In, then Red. Now, using these multiple apps, a driver that know their market, know their city, it is market dependent, plus decision making and being a preferred driver. Would that have gave any one of these drivers the edge in winning this tournament? I would like to hear your perspective on it, and I would like for you to elaborate on it as well. I would try to pull it up to see can you see it, but it's too dark to really show it to you. I tried to send it to you, but
But I'm on
you
my phone.
probably
But yeah,
yep.
I'm looking on my computer thing. Hold on. I'm
All
trying
right.
to. Yeah. All right. Come on.
Because I said it was going to be an upset. It was going to be the driver that had the. Go ahead.
Gigging.
Mm-hmm.
He does Amazon. He does some similar apps that I do. Is high hitting apps. So he was a favorite. He came in later. He wasn't the original 4. He wasn't the original 4 that was there. He came in later. Once he came in, the playing field changed because he's a hard hitter. Okay. Some of the apps he has an app that I do, and me and him talk about the app. And what we get, and he understands the app. Amazon Flex. Okay? He has an app as well as I do. And me and him converse a lot on that app. And to me, it's a harder than app. You get money quick. You go out there early in the morning because he gets those early morning ones too. And we can get over $100 in less than 4 hours. Less than 4 hours, over $100.
Right.
That's not all the time though. The thing, but we can average about, if you're doing a 5 day straight, we can average $100 plus. Within the 5 days. That don't mean we don't get $100 every day though, but we can average about that. That's the Amazon Flex app. It's slowing a little down now because it's slow. It's gonna pick back up though. That was last year, especially last year on the holidays, it was really popping. It's a little slowing down a little bit now, but it's gonna pick back up.
Yeah,
now, the other guy, yeah, the wannabe, he was one of the originals, or she was one of the originals that I didn't know too much about. I did say they was at a war before, and I said, well, this one could be an upcoming person that could give them competition. So don't underestimate them. But we found out later on with the stats, because I sent you the stats, that person was a formal appointment.
Yes.
Now I don't know what apps that person has, or anything like that. I didn't look to see what kind of apps that person had and what they do. But Red, she has some strong apps. She's a strong person too, and I know she does a lot of Instacart orders, which give good pay. She's in the top tier of her on the Instacart, so she gives all those high good paying orders too. So
preferred driver.
With that, I figured she would be a good person, because she wasn't just with one app to use. She had multiple apps, and she's a multi-app like I am, and like other people are too. Right. When you come from one app, not saying she didn't do it, she did it, she proved it. But we used to do more than one app. We do that because we make our money faster. We have a lesser downtime and sitting around. While one app is getting dead, we have another app on giving us orders. We're doing that one. We have the other app in the background, and then doing like that. And then that way we don't have that much dead time than sitting around. We always going on the go. That's how I do it. I'm sure that's how she does it too.
And majority of multi-appers do it that way as well. Okay.
Right. So with that being said, that's why I know how when the original 4 came out, the other 2 I didn't want to underestimate, but I was strong with the 2. It's the real Josh and Red. Those are the 2 that I had that was strong because they've been in plenty of different wars. Now the other ones came in later, and like I said, changed the playing field all around.
Right.
So they because I know they hit hard too, because they've been in a lot of wars, team wars against each other, teams against versus teams. They'll have teams within their teams go against each other just to see, to push themselves and make themselves stronger, make themselves more knowledgeable of their area, the geographical area and stuff.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of things that people don't know, or maybe they do know, that like when you're on these wars and stuff, when you have to think on your think quick and stuff like that, you also have to put into account that sometimes when your phone is in the area that if you know your mark, when you get to know your mark, you kind of can figure out your dead zones or your zones that have not so great signals. Now, a lot of times when you're in the wall, the algorithm throws you that way, so you have no choice. But you have to quickly try to get out of there because you know when you having those areas that having bad signals and stuff, your app will glitch and stuff. You can have a super high phone with good signal and stuff, but when you're in a bad area because the area is not that great, the satellite service, you know, off the tower service is not that great, you know, for whatever phone you got and whatever service you got. You know, some services are stronger than others in certain areas. So when you get in these areas, that's where it could
Go
it
left.
can make you or break it can make you or break you because if you get in the area that you can't get out of and you stuck there and you
Mm-hmm.
can't get out of there, that could break you on winning a war. Now, when you're not doing a war, you go out, you have your time to do your own pace. Then you like, okay, I'm gonna do this. But when you're on the wall, you have to think fast on your feet because you know you concentrate on what the prize is or whatever the war's about. So that's something people gotta understand too. It's not always the app may be glitching. You know, it could be the area. The app glitches too. Not saying they don't though, because they're doing updates behind the scenes and things like that. And when they send it to your phone, it might glitch your phone, and you have to wait whoever back. But also the areas you're in, you got to try to figure out your dead spot areas or your areas that are not that great of signals, and you try to avoid those. It's not always just for non-tips; it's also for the areas there. I had a example when I was going against Red. I ended up in an area that I didn't like. I was talking to Doordash Revolution about it on the phone. I'm talking through it out loud, but I know I was in the area and my phone was starting to glitch. I had to get out of there, so I was talking through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling him how I got out on the phone, why it was all going on. I ended up getting back out, but when I looked at the stats, red came back up a little bit there because I was in that area for a while. I couldn't get out because the algorithm threw me there and I had to get out. And it kept sending me an order, right after the other one, but it was glitching. But I got the order, but then it wouldn't complete it right away or this and that, or you couldn't take the picture. It's still circling or whatever, thinking about taking a picture. So you gotta wait for
Mm-hmm.
that. You gotta move around. So all that right there is time. So while I'm getting all that, doing all that, trying to get the app to complete the order, Red is over there getting an order or two orders and coming up, closing in on that gap. So that also got to be an effect too. About when you get these cell phones and stuff, the cell towers, whatever your service plan is, or what service company you got. Is it Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, or whatever? You know, um, Metro PC, whatever. You got to try to figure out the areas that are strong and try to stay around those areas if you can, so you get the most money. So you can get your most effort, make your most money out of. Because when you get those other areas, you won't be as fine because then you have to worry about trying to get out of it. You have to pause your dash. Sometimes you have to end your dash and just get out. And by doing that, sometimes you could lose. And then when you go to your thing, you have to get back in the algorithm again because you was out of it for a little bit. Then you had to you'll get some bum orders. And then once you get some good orders to get back into your algorithm where you are, now it's market dependent now. So it depends on your market. That's why you got to know your market. So I'm going to put that disclaimer out again. But I'm talking about my market, what it does. When I was in the area for a little bit until I got back into an area I like, it gave me some crappy orders, a couple crappy orders before I got the good orders to make up. So that's just in my area, in my area where I work at. So I don't know how everybody else's area is. So you just have to know your market. So that's
Okay.
just a little advice right there I want to give people too.
Okay. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge the comment section right quick, and then there's some things I want to address. We have Charles Gray in the house, Information Man in the house, and Robert Reese in the house. We thank you for letting us know that you're here, tapping in and supporting us on this what we call the pregame Doordash show. You know, this is mainly the post game because it's after the events that took place. Now, with our analysis, we doing a comparison and a case study, and they doing it live with what we are up against when we compete with other drivers in super metro areas as well as super saturated markets such as mine. And you notice he mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, about the unforeseen circumstances of things we cannot control. This glitch when you go into a dead spot while you in a hot spot. A lot of new drivers are not aware of this. A lot of drivers, the reason why some of them have to be like sardines in a can due to the limited area of low and bad signals may cause drivers to have to be sardines in a can as well. But my rule of thumb is if the ratio is 5 drivers to 1, it's time to move around in a different market with less competition, better payoffs. A lot of new drivers don't notice, they don't understand this here. A lot of these hot spots sometimes happen around your higher end restaurants. While you in this hot spot, it can also be a dead spot to where you might go 50 feet that way, the signal is strong. 30 feet this way, you're offline. You're not receiving orders. Other drivers receiving orders. And that costs you money. Just like he said, it will cost a person in a tournament, in this war. It will cost them to win or lose. You have to know your market, know what's going on in your market, and know what's happening in your market. This will fall up under the clause 3 of what we talking about, point 3, because it's like this. You got to know what's happening at that given time, that given duration of time, right? So if you're not aware that you in a dead spot in your hot zone and you're looking at everybody else getting orders, you need to check your phone signal. You need to make sure that your Wi-Fi is not on. And just like he made everybody be aware of, you can have a high dollar phone versus a low budget phone. You still will wind up being in these spots where you have bad signals. A lot of times when I do a live stream ride along, when I move around, we run into bad signals. You know, a lot of times when me and Reese would do live stream ride alongs, you will see we run into bad signals. Hello, Tony 82. What's going on? So it's very imperative that you know your market, know what's going on in your market, know what's happening at that duration of time to be able to maximize your earnings. You can use that same rule right there, what I said, and no matter what market you're in, because we all being affected by what we don't know what's going on and what's happening. So if you don't know this information, you can't really make the right decision. You got to have this information so you can be able to make the right decision for better opportunities to maximize your earnings. So with that being said, people need to be reminded. That's the reason why it's a beautiful thing that Gig Wars Official got going on, Red and her team. In these different markets, the decisions they have to make, what drivers have edge on other drivers when you're competing for these orders. You can use this as your own case study, ladies and gentlemen, to where you can analyze your historical data along with your competition and knowing how to read and comprehend what's going on these different apps in order for you to make this money. You might be in an area where there's preferred drivers, but you don't deliver that. You don't deliver, but you're not a preferred driver. You got elite driver over here would deliver that. A preferred driver would deliver that. Then you got another driver would deliver, but you get these orders through the phone. There's a difference. There's an advantage there. There's preferential status when you earn them. You see, that makes the difference. that makes the difference, not only in these tournaments, not only in these challenges, but makes a difference when you out here when it's slow. More drivers than it is supply and demand. This right here, information we're giving you today is very crucial, especially in the EBT program, which consists of earn by time, earn per offer. There are EBT zones. There are EPO zones. You can challenge me in your mind and say it's not true. Do your own discovery. Do your own research. Do your own historical data analysis on how much money that you're making versus you making a profit. This will be the most sought after conversation and information in 2024. The EBT program will be the most talked about than any program at this moment. You had content creators did it last year, coming back to add some more sauce to it because it's more information. Because what happened in 2023 is totally different in 2024. So do our content sometimes be to the point that where it's don't have as much value as it used to due to the changes? So then we got to update that content. That's what content creators are doing now. That's what drivers are doing now. In the last 2 weeks, we done had so many updates. Huck was on the phone with me when I was talking to another driver, which is a new subscriber. I done trained 30 drivers. Okay, they still do it the way that fits them, that suits them. All they came to me and said, Rev, all we need to know, we just need a blueprint. We can work it from there. Okay, you can have the blueprint, but if you still don't know how to read schematics and diagram, what good is the blueprint? What good is the blueprint, ladies and gentlemen? We're saying something here. And I want to share this with you before we talk about the second round in the 3-day tournament. This is what I want to share, because I'm going to be coming up with a challenge of my own. And it's that time of the year. For new viewers, new subscribers, even the veteran ones that said we're not going to listen to the content is still relevant for today. And we would like to share with you this information. We're going to go to our playlist. And we're going to go to the Doordash March Madness Challenge. I did that last year. I did it live and live in color. And I completed that challenge. I did an analysis about that event. I want to be able to do it again this year. First, I'm going to try to see is it feasible enough to be done. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know it is. You can use both of the features, or you can just use one of the features. When I do it, I will make a public announcement when I do it. Then if I decide I want to do a tournament, I'll get in touch with Red about it. Then we'll put them rules down. I get in touch with George too, because he's more familiar with that information and how I need to sign up and all of that. And then get with Red with the how everything supposed to be, put out there. But I do these challenges in March. We will be doing an analysis of that challenge. And if you want to find out a preview of how it's done, go to the playlist right here, Doordash March Madness Challenge. That first video that's how long it took me to make over $100. That second video is an analysis of me explaining to you the little small things that are crucial in you making money versus you losing money. Just like in these tournaments, the little small things that can be crucial in you winning a nail biter or losing that event. All right, George, we would like for you to give us your perspective on this. Then after that, we're gonna go into round 2. Hello, TFT, how you doing today? The floor is yours, George.
I thought you wanted to show the video. I was gonna flip my camera so they could see it.
Oh, you wanted me to show the video?
No, I was gonna show the video.
All right, go ahead. Do what you gotta do. The floor is yours. Co-host here. What's up, Necro? What's going on? What's going on today? Glad to have you. You got it sideways. Turn it back horizontal like you had it first, George. I think the screen froze up on you, and you got it in a vertical position, not the horizontal position. You're going to turn it back to the other position. Going to give a minute to get everything straight, ladies and gentlemen, on his end, because he wanted to show some information. But when we do these pre-game Doordash show, post-game Doordash show, like I said, we're going to be going into the analysis of tournaments, challenges, where you can compare this information, because everybody's up against competition in your market. That's everybody's market that is similar to those that's not similar. Somehow George just left off the screen. He's trying to get things ready, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to see, can I bounce him back in? Let's see. Try to bounce him back in. All right. Yeah, he should be back in. All right, there you go, George. The floor is yours. Yes, sir. Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Keep the screen just like you got it.
Everybody can see it. That's what he's talking about, the $100 Marks Madness challenge right here. I'm going to play a little bit of it so you can get a little bit of insight of what he's talking about. And then from there, you know, he's going to, like he said, he's going to do it again this month or next month. And maybe you might want to join it. So I want to let you play a little bit of it and see what you like. Oh, come on.
Take a little time, brother. I do that all the time. Don't feel bad.
So I want to let you play a little. All right, let me see. Sorry.
It's okay, brother. You're getting used to using the functionalities.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, sorry about that. Let me just, I had it right there.
Let's prove we're not perfect, brother. We human. It's all good.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
Reset, put him on solo so he can see it.
Okay. Yeah, let me.
He's telling me to put you on I'm on the wrong device. Hold on.
No. Come on. Come on. I gotta find you. Okay, hold on. Come on. I had it, and then I hit it. I don't know why I hit the other button, but it did. Now it's not. Just give me a second.
All right, there it is right there. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I got it right there. Playlist. All right.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not the one I wanted. That's not the one I wanted. See, it did something different.
That's okay, brother. I did something different too. When I went back, I saw what he was talking about. Let's see what he's saying here.
Okay, I got it right here. So, other buttons here. Let's see.
Let's see, can I put you?
I'm back up. I'm back up. I'm on. I'm on.
Like and share this video as we going live right now. We are going to try it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try it today.
See? Make my phone stylus.
And subscribe button, hit the notification bell.
I don't like using
like and share this video.
That's at the beginning. Go to your timestamp. Go to your timestamp, and you can go. You can follow that timestamp on what you want to show.
Gonna try it today.
I want to show it from right here.
Okay.
Cause you explaining it.
That's good. Go ahead.
Right now, ready to try to pull it off. 4 miles, 10 minutes to get there. Started out so far with a good algorithm going on with we striking for the $100 March Madness Challenge. That's what we're pushing for today. You know, there's 3 rounds. You know, we got the first round is a 3-hour $100 challenge. And if I succeed, I can advance to the next round, which is the 2-hour $100 challenge. And if I succeed at that, and the last round would be $100 challenge in 1 hour. I told you that I would do it live. I went ahead and got a pretty decent order, and we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do. You know, so you're gonna see it live whether I succeed with the challenge or not. We're going ahead with it. You know, I postponed it. Because it needed Friday postponed due to Doordash doing updates. We having Doordash app issues, problems. So we here now. What's going on? What's going on, Jeremy? How you doing today? Yeah, we out here trying to see what we can do. And started out with the first one you take. The first one you get, the first one you take. Eat something great. Drop that all the time. Appreciate it, Monkey. I had 2 other competitors, man, supposed to have participated in this, but they pulled out of it saying that, you know, they have, you know, other plans they have to take care of outside the gig life. So I honor that. But I wanted to go ahead and still do it because I was their alternate in case one or the other didn't make it. Either one of them were able to do it, so I'm going to do it. And whether I get it or whether I don't, I'm still going to give my proceeds to donate to St. Jude. I'm going to do that in person when I do that. You know, so all I want to let a lot of top dashers, diamond drivers know that don't wait till hell week to try to improve your AR rate because it's oversaturation of a lot of drivers trying to build their scores up during that last week of the month. You know, don't wait till the last week and don't wait till the last day to try to get 70%. If you do, you're not going to get it. Simple as that. As you can tell, everything always go wrong. A lot of updates, a lot of glitches and all that. I appreciate it, Jeremy. Appreciate it, but that's what we out here trying to do. And like I said, I'm doing it for a worthy cause. So I'm going to donate that money to St. Jude. You know, so maybe next year we'll have more drivers want to participate in our local area.
So I'm gonna stop it right there. Let's see here. I want to talk about what you were saying there, and then get back on the front end of the screen here. All right. What he was doing, he was saying that he's doing a challenge, but he's doing it for a cause. You see, when you do these challenges and stuff, You could do that for different causes. He's doing it for St. Jude. You know, the next challenge he might do, I'm not saying he's gonna do it. I don't know. He might do it for a subscriber, you know. The whatever he makes, out of the 100, if he gets the 100 1,000K, challenge and stuff, if you do that or the 100K, he will then probably give it to a subscriber, or he could put it into, the community to help the community out to get back, back to the community. See, things like this makes these things worth something, because it's not just him doing something just to pocket money or anything like that. It's to do for supporting of others. Because you see, when he does that, he gets a gratification that he helped somebody, or somebody could get something out of this. That's what this channel is about. This channel is about to help people. It's nothing about having no crowd. It's nothing about having no money. It's none of that. Yeah, that's the money's gonna come because he's monetizing stuff. He's gonna get money, but he's doing it because he wants to help people. He wants people to make the best decisions. We both do. We also want people to just understand the apps, how they work. That's why we do these case studies and stuff. That's why there's a case study going on now. We're doing case studies now for things. So then when we get all the facts and stuff, we can bring it out to you. So when we do these challenges, also to better us too, but it's also to make us understand things in markets. I'm not even in my market. I'm in another market. I'm in Augusta, Georgia today. I'm not even in South Carolina. I'm in Augusta, Georgia. I'm doing a case study in Augusta, Georgia. So, because it's another system, it's another program that's here that some markets have, but some don't, but not really talking about it. So we're going to talk about it. So I went to this state, which is only like a $1.15 away from me, so I could do the case study. So then we could bring out this information. So then when it comes to your market, you'll have a heads up. That's what this channel is about. That's what we want to do for the community. We want the community as a whole to get together, get opinions. Gig Wars officials doing that. Other channels are doing that. But the bottom line is we want everybody to succeed, because everybody at the end of the day, they're just here to try to make a living to support themselves and their families and loved ones and enjoy life. We don't want to always be in our cars 8, 10, 12, 20 hours a day or however long. We want to enjoy life. And if we could find out how these apps work and make it work to our advantage, we don't work for the apps. The apps work for us. We also have to do our duties too, our homework. As people say, yeah, we don't want bags, but if you get a hot bag and you go up to the person's door, even though the hot bag, the food is cold or whatever and it's supposed to be hot, they look at it in person and, man, this person gave that time this to have my food contained. Because sometimes these bags that the merchants give you, they're not that good. And plus, if like McDonald's, those bags, they put the sodas and stuff inside the bag and they seal the bags up. A lot of times the bag's sealed. So, Starbucks does that too. If you have it in the bag and you're in your car and you hit a pothole or something, you don't know. These roads are always different and changing. The soda spills out, but it's contained in your bag and it's not all in your car. So that's not a cleanup fee out of your pocket you got to do. Sometimes it might go through, but a lot of times it's contained in that bag that you put it in. So if you look at it like that too, you're helping yourself in the long run too, because you don't have to stop work to clean up mess. Because if you don't clean up right away, then you're gonna have a hard time, doing it later on if you're just gonna wait. So you're gonna be worried about, oh man, now I got all these soda spilled in my car. Now I gotta clean my car out because of soda spill. You know, soda is sweet. So what attracts sugar? Ants. So you don't want ants in your car. But when ants get in your car, guess where they're gonna go? It's gonna go in your house. It's gonna go in the food that you'll bring. You know, if you let it sit there for a while and stuff, you don't want all that stuff. So you see, it needs on to something else. Then you're just gonna have a harder time to do because sometimes you didn't just have that time to put it in the bag. You know, so that's what it is. You know, some people don't have bags. I see people, they come in there in my market, they grab the food, and they park right next to me. So that's how I know. And they don't even have it. They just throw it in the front seat. There's no bag and nothing. So right there, so we had to do our part on that. Plus, it shows the customer that you care about them. So with that also being said, when you care about them, it makes that customer feel a certain way because you did that extra effort. That's when that luxury customer service comes in. Because you see, yeah, you can grab the food and use their bags from the merchant. But this that extra step of putting it in your bag and going up to the door, it makes that customer feel that they are important. You did that much time just to put it in the bag and walk to their door, and if it's a hand it to me, or even if it's a leave at door. A lot of people got doorbell cameras now, so majority of the doors you go to have the doorbell camera, so they're going to see you anyway. You might not get a tip on the front end, but sometimes you get a tip on the back end. That's a reward right there. They goes to do a 5-star rating on you. When you do that, depends on the app. It makes you also get paired up with other drivers or other customers that like that 5-star rating, quality service that you render. So, it goes a lot more if you really think about it. You got to think about when you go on the app and you order food and somebody delivers it to you, or if you go to a restaurant, how's that? You go to a restaurant, you get greeted by the front door greeter. They ask you how many's in your party. You tell them 1 or 2 or whatever. Then they say, okay, we have a seat or whatever. You have to wait. But they say they have a seat. So you and your party goes, and they sit you down. They usually put the menu down there and stuff, and they say your server will be with you. So you wait, and then your server comes. After your server comes, what happens then? You interacting with the server, okay? We're like the servers, even though the orders are in place by Doordash because they went through the app. Doordash then sends it to the merchant. The merchant gets it. The merchant then sees it, starts making it. Another thing, depends on the app. They'll wait until a certain amount of time as the merchant's making it. Then they'll send that signal out to a driver. Then you wait the stats or whatever. They send it to you. You get it. So then now you go into the restaurant. When you go to the restaurant, you go there, you tell them who you are. You have the bag with you too because people are watching you when you go in there. So you have the bag. So it shows that you have some kind of, skills and stuff of what you're doing. You show them what you know what you're doing. And you're taking that time because you have to remember that the customer is also the merchant as well as the actual customer ordering the food. Or if you're doing any kind of deliveries for them, like package deliveries or anything, that's still the customer. So then now let's go back now to the restaurant. So we go to that part. Now the server at the restaurant is taking your order. So the server is doing 2 things. Is doing what DoorDash is doing. So the server is also doing that. Then the server relays the order as you put it in to the cook. They put it on a little tablet thing or whatever, or write it down, however they do it. It goes to the kitchen. Kitchen gets it. The server comes back and asks you, brings out your appetizer, whatever, your drinks. Okay. The server asks you how you're doing and things like that. Get a little communication and stuff. Something happens, that you did. The server saw that something on your drink wasn't right. So they went to go and get you another one. So then the server comes, get your drink, get another drink for you because that drink that you had wasn't good to your liking, and gave you that credit. Didn't they, cry, complain, or argue? Or give you that customer service. This is where the customer service and stuff is coming from. This is what I'm getting at. And then how it relates to us, what we do. Because we like restaurants, if you want to think about it, the service. So then we just don't cook the food and prep the food. They don't cook the food, but they have to serve the food out. And that's what we do. We end up serving the food to the customer at the end, but we don't prep it. They don't prep it either, but they have to go get it. So we see the order too. The same way the server. They put it in the order, but we see the order on our screen. So then when we get the food, when the server brings out the food, as us DoorDash drivers, we bring out the food, we get the food. We make sure before we go, we try to make sure the best we can that is the right food for that customer. They're supposed to do the same thing. They're supposed to make sure that's the right food for their table. Now, on our case, the bags are sealed, so you can't. And then they can say, well, you can ask them. They can say, yeah, everything's in there, but it might not be. But if the bag's sealed, it's a little different. But if you want to protect yourself when you grab a bag, if they have a ticket on there, take a picture of the ticket. Make sure that name matches up to the name on your app. If it matches up to the name on your app, take a picture of that and send it to the customer. That way you can say, yeah, I verified as best as I can because you see the bag is sealed, that everything on the ticket is in the bag. Now, what that'll do is when you go and take that bag to the customer, you already sent the customer ahead of time that you got this order. So you tell the customer you took that time to verify that's the order the best way you can. When you get to the customer's door and you're dropping the order off and stuff, if it's handed to me, just be politely say, well, can I just take a picture, that, I got it here. And don't be mean. If they say no, then, just try to explain why you want to do it. If they do say no, don't push the issue. A lot of times when you explain why, they let you take the picture. Just don't put them in the picture. You might have their hand in there because they're holding up the food or something like that. But make sure you don't have them in there because of, privacy law. So then after you do all that, you have it in your equipment and everything, hand it to them and stuff. You might, see what they're about. If you're a sports fanatic and you see they have a jersey, talk about the sports team. Get in a conversation with them. Sometimes just a little bit of interaction like that changes that moment. And you can tell if the person really wants to talk to you or not by just a little words, and then just leave them to take the food and go about your business. So when you give that away, do that, and you clear the ticket out, it kind of helps you, but it shows you that you gave those steps for that person. And that's when the luxury customer service comes in, because you see that person then has a good experience, not just a regular experience. Oh, I just grabbed the food that came out of the merchant's bag, didn't put it in my hot bag, nothing. We came to the door, get him to the door, hand it to him, and then walk away. You did your job. You say hi, whatever, but you just hand him the food, and then you walk away, You didn't do none of the other interacting stuff like that. You did your job. So it's just a regular customer service job. You wasn't rude to them enough. But when you do a little bit extra, that's could be the time when you might get that tip. Not saying you can always get it, but you might get that cash tip. I know it happens in our market, especially on Grubhub. I get the cash tip because where my market, Grubhub is at, I can't get on blocks. So I have to just go online. But I know the area where I go, I don't need to go on blocks with Grubhub there. It's not a 24-hour business that some other states are, but the area where Grubhub is at, where I could go in because they divided it up. So
Right.
you don't just do a whole one big area. They like the tip. So I do get tips, cash tips on the back end. So that's because I gave them good quality service, you know, and they like the service that I gave them and everything. And they say, hold on. Sometimes they say, hold on, sir, hold on, I'll be right back. And they go over there, they come back, and they give me a few dollars. You know, I tell them thank you, grab the money, I say thank you, you know, and then walk away. Never just rule of thumb for new drivers, just don't count the money in front of them. That's a little bit of an insult, I would think. You know, go in your car, clear out your ticket and everything, go in your car, then you can count how much you have. Just don't do that really in front of the customer. It's probably a little insult. You know, they gave you something out of, you know, saying thank you for your service, thank you for doing that for me, and that's a gesture from them. So whatever they gave you, it came from their heart, you know. So I thank them for whatever they gave me. If it's even $1, you know, if it's $1, that's what they gave me. They gave it from their heart. So you know, you never know that person's situation. So you never want to try to count the money in front of them because it could offend them. So that's just a little bit of advice there. But that's all I got to say about that.
Appreciate that so much. There was a lot of powerful information there coming from Hulk Smash. It look like I'm lagging a little bit, but we all good. Like he said, we carrying on with a positive channel, positive outlook, positive collaborations, not just with content creators, with subscribers, with viewers, with drivers. We doing that open door policy as for collaborating with the right people that believe into the right things of wanting positive information so you can maximize your earnings. And he made a great point about customer service. Let's think about customer service like this, ladies and gentlemen, providing a great and wonderful experience for your clients that they will never forget, and they will never forget you because you did it according to the way your style, personality, behavior, and attitude is, and you put something on the table that no other driver have done, but to leave a memory of a good experience in your client's mind. You will get rewarded for that. That's the luxury of giving VIP service to customers that don't even tip. That's what I'm getting ready to talk about. He hears it all the time. TFT used to hear it. Reese used to hear it when we all used to be together and we was out there doing it. That I know how to interact with people and treat them like human beings, not a head count. And you get rewarded for the seeds that you sow. That means you're going to reap the harvest later, and God gives the increase later on. It don't always have to be money, ladies and gentlemen. It could be being turned on to an opportunity that you may not ever had that opportunity if you hadn't met that individual and put an impact on that person's heart and mind to where they remember, look, I know a guy, I know a lady that need this opportunity. That's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. You see, and that's what we're bringing to the table. And with this pregame show and postgame show, people are going to be able to understand how different markets work. Different cities, super metropolitan areas, super saturated areas. There's some areas, even in my market, and there's an area East Memphis. You got to tank your score, AR score, to even get orders over there. But if it's a low supply and demand and more drivers, and there's nothing but 2% of the great orders out there, what about the other 100 drivers? They're not going to get the orders. So decision making plays an important part on maximizing your earnings. I think more driven, which he's more finance, more driven now. He's been doing a lot of content on EBT. He was one of the content creators, along with Nugs, that talks about your finances. of your expenses. Every business has an expense. Every business has an overhead. That's at the end of the day. During the process of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the money that you're making, is it consistent? Is it sustainable enough to where you can pay your overhead expenses and make a profit? If you're not doing that, you won't be able to go to the table to even talk about, I got to ink in what my overheads and expenses are. We talking about cash flow, ladies and gentlemen. You got more money going out than coming in. You're never going to keep up. You're going to always be in the red, not in the black. That's common sense. Let's break down the true analysis of when we making money versus making a profit in this business and the decisions that we make. We lose money every day. We can talk about wear and tear on the vehicle all day long. Insurance agents that had businesses that they had to travel, people that did appraisal on homes had to travel. You never heard them complain about those business expenses that comes with the territory. But if you're not making enough money, you're not going to even cover them expenses. We're trying to help drivers out here survive with information that'll help them. A lot of drivers say, we just need a blueprint. Okay, but if you don't know how to comprehend schematics and diagrams on an architectural blueprint, you're not going to be able to follow those instructions on there in order to build a structure off of the foundation. Now we're going to talk about round two. If I can pull it back up right quick with Hulk Smash, it's very imperative. Then me and him going to have to get back out here and make some money. You know, let me go ahead and pull this up right quick. We dropping some powerful information as we experiencing these things. A lot of people can relate to it. You know, how you make your money. All we did is turn the light bulb on in your dark room. You're going to make the decision on what you're going to do, on how you're going to rearrange the furniture in that room, right? Okay, let me get back to this analysis here that we were doing. I got to go all the way back to the top. And day two, we're going to talk about that, then we're going to move on. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. You know, trying to make sure that you're able to make a living out here. There's enough money to be made, but you got greedy and thirsty people out here. Okay, that's day three. Here's day two. Day two analysis. We had Wannabe at 546, and then second place at that time was Dash Maverick, Gig In, and Red. We already talked about that. We're going to go into three. Day three. And this was the last information we have received. And we're looking at Red putting up a mean battle too. Putting up a mean battle. We're going to leave it like that there. We'll get with the rest of the information that we need to put out there to find out who the winner was. But in these wars here, we're going to be analyzing the drivers. But you can't analyze the drivers if they're not on the screen. That's what I want to get at. She's got a great thing going on. The team got a great thing going on. It might be reasons why certain drivers not able to be on the air with her at the same time. They might just have one device. You know, drivers that got two devices, as a subscriber and a viewer and a spectator and also a content creator, we would like to see you on the show along with her, you know, and everything. You know, it will make it even more interesting, you know, more entertaining, more realistic. I'm not saying it's not realistic. It's already realistic. We want to see that experience, feel that experience, be in that driver's seat with you on that ride along experience. That's what we want to feel out of that war and out of these tournaments and out of the challenges that he was showing you, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what I want to share, because he showed pieces of it. Okay, now he done pulled it up. Let me pull that screen up, pull him up so he can talk about that right there. Hold on for a second, brother. We're gonna make sure we got you on solo here, so you can see that. There you go.
I had to find it in my trash. It was in my
Brother,
trash folder on my Google Photos.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
got you.
The winner is Dash and Maverick. Does anybody can see that? That's the person right there. Dash and Maverick. That's that war we was talking about earlier. Okay. And then there's the people behind right there in the order. And then let me go and do the last one. All right, right here. All right. Right here. There's the other one. Okay, that's the rest of the participants in the order. So that is the final score, the final results of that war that does not too long happen.
So with that being said about the winner, would you elaborate on the participants as they was going towards the finishing line and how we can compare it to our individual markets, cities, and circumstances versus the competition in our area as we make money versus making a profit?
Well, I'm not sure about their market really, but I'm sure that it came down because some of these numbers are pretty close. You know.
Yes.
It's a tight race and stuff. I'm sure that depends on what happened. Could have been raining. You know, some places have bad weather coming up now. You know, because it is the winter season. So you know, places up north have a lot of snow, things like that. So yeah, people might not be ordering. I mean, people might not be going out, but also people might not be ordering either. Also, this came off of a holiday. You know, the big holiday and stuff, and then as we also know, you know, we had the Super Bowl. So, you know, just coming off the Super Bowl as well. So, you know, people paid a lot to do the Super Bowl parties and stuff like that. So it could be a lot of factors, you know, too, but certain things too. So those right there have been played too. You know, also it's tax season now that we know. Some people probably didn't get their taxes yet. Some people probably did get their taxes, so they might have that extra money, but then they might not have the money that they thought they was going to have to. But you know, it's tax season also. It's tax season now, so you had to put that in effect. You know, March Madness is around the corner. You know, so that's another event right there. You know, some people also do St. Patrick's Day, so that's rideshare side. You know, I know in my area, my market, I got universities and colleges, and they go out on St. Patrick's Day. So rideshare is the thing to go for that event on St. Patrick's Day. So I might do rideshare that day. So with this war, there's gonna be a lot more wars coming up. There are wars already in play. I'm in the war. It's a whole year war though. So I'm in the war. I'm gonna have to update my earnings after today. I haven't did it in a couple of days, so I have to update my earnings. But there's gonna be more wars coming up. I'm thinking about a war. I'm not I'm gonna probably talk with Red about it. I'm still gonna put the kinks out before I present it to Red and see how she would go about it. Cause I want it's gonna be a good war, I think, and I want to let's try to help get the community and then bring back to the community too at the same time. This is what this war I want to do, but I'm still thinking about what are the things that's going to be involved and all that. And my number one thing is going to be for safety. So I'm still thinking about that, and then I'm going to present it to Rag to see what she could put take on it too, and put her sense in it too. So that's all about that, bro.
All right. Once again, we want to give gig war officials,
So it could
Her-
be factors,
her and her team. Let me do this first. Her and her team, a round of applause for a great effort they doing on that end. George, as the co-host, we thank you, man, for what you're doing for the community. You support so many channels, so many content creators, so many drivers, clients, and customers. Want to give you a round of applause too, brother. And ladies and gentlemen, we want y'all to always remember that no matter what market you in, be sure to have the mindset of decision making and how you treat people and individuals. Peace, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.
Before we go, are you there?
I'm here. Go ahead, brother.
Okay.
We hear you.
I was wondering if I could give them a sneak peek of a topic we're gonna do next
All right, go ahead,
this
bro.
week.
Go
Okay.
ahead. That'll work. Go ahead.
Can you put me solo?
All right, let me blow him up. Yes, sir. We'll get ready to do that now.
All right.
All right. Hold on.
All right. This is gonna be a
There you
topic
go.
in our safety. It does for all drivers who do any kind of delivery or transportation. Okay, this happened in my market last week. I wasn't too far from it. Let me see. There you go. Here's the next one. All right. So that's a little sneak peek of what's going to be for our next safety awareness. There's a few other things, but this is going to be the hot topic. Us drivers could relate to this because some content creators have been in accidents of some sort. And this is something that we're going to talk about. What we're basically going to talk about is what to do when you do have an accident, not about the accident itself. So that's going to be a topic we're going to talk about this week. And I just wanted everybody to see that as a little, preview of what we're going to do.
All right, that'll work, ladies and gentlemen. What happened to him? Hold on.
Nah, I got to go.
You got to go?
No. I got to go back to the front screen. That's all.
All right. And then there we go. There we
Yeah,
go. There we
that's
go.
all. Yeah,
All
just
right,
have to
you
go to the
back
front.
on? All right,
Yeah.
let me do this right quick. Now, this should be both of us now, ladies and gentlemen. We enjoy giving content to our viewers, subscribers, We try to provide the best experience we can for you with this channel. We will be making different announcements, a few changes that we done already implemented, and we're going to announce those changes as well and try to be on a consistent schedule so we can provide that information for you. What is your thoughts of the day, word for the day before we get out of here, Hulk Smash?
My thoughts of the day is, try to learn your market the best you can. First thing, also do the best customer service that you can. I know other content creators said that also, but without providing the best customer service that you can obtain to do for that customer, each customer, make it like it's you, or somebody's going to somebody you love, who you care about. Treat that person like you want them to treat you or somebody you love. That's the best way I can probably say it. And that way, if you do it like that, you'll get the results in a positive light. I would think it doesn't matter what market you're in on that, because customer service goes a long way. There are going to be people who don't care, and that's in any market. There's going to be people who don't care. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. There's no way about that. But you got to try to do what you can to make that customer service experience the best that person can. And if you know you did your best, you did your best, then they can't, whatever happened, you did your best. So whatever happened, they can't take that away from you. They're going to lie and say, oh, I didn't get no order, all this stuff. Yeah, they could do that. But they can't take away what you did from your heart to that person. Because then that person, deep down inside that person, already was planning on doing whatever they were going to do. So, you can't control that, And always think about, with the apps and stuff, think about what you want these apps, what you want to do in your life. If these apps are just going to be like stepping stones, or these apps are going to be what your livelihood, it's going to be part of your livelihood, but is it going to be a long term or short term for something else? So you got to think about what these apps are and what they're supposed to do. To be truly independent, you have to bid on stuff. You should be able to bid, not them dictate you. Not dictate, okay, you have a schedule, Like I said, Grubhub, even Doordash has schedules. I'm a top dasher, so I don't have to worry about schedule. But if I wasn't a top dasher, I have to worry about schedule. So right there, I just have to be a top dasher, so I don't have to worry about no schedule.
In my market, being a top dasher, you still got to worry about schedule because they jockeying for positions. I'm in a super saturated market. You got to try to get an edge as much as you can. More top dashers that schedules. It
to
drops
knock up the other people.
Yeah, they're gonna
knock
put them.
The other people out. Yeah,
it will. And my market is heavily top dashers. We talking about 95% of the drivers here. People might be saying you exaggerate. No, we've been told this. They told Cornbread, they told myself, and they told CJ. It's heavily super saturated of top dashers in this market here. So every decision that we make is crucial in being able to make money or just make money or make a profit or take a loss. It's just that simple. This market is a whole lot different than everybody else's market. But the drivers here in Tennessee, in Memphis, Arkansas, Mississippi can tell you the same thing that I'm saying right here. So decisions that you make and how you make them is very critical and crucial when you're in a heavily heated competitive market such as this. So that's the reason why I always talk about decision making all the time. That's how you're going to get the edge. That's how you're going to know if you need to be in that area or not. That's how you're going to know that I need to go into an area that maybe less drivers are. Maybe I got to get up an extra hour early or start an extra hour later. We talk about in the wee hours in the morning, the peak hours and all of this. All of this is crucial on all apps, all of them here. There's more drivers than it is supply and demand. So we want to keep that in mind. We got a lot of new things coming, bright ideas, innovative ideas. You will be seeing them. You're already beginning to see them in this year. We got the pregame Doordash show, post-game Doordash show, Take It to the Streets morning show, late night show, live show. We're going to have premieres going on. We got safety going on. We're going to have Q&A section, and this is what I want to talk about. When we doing content such as that, you have questions, you can put them in there, put the numbers in there. First person, you put number 1, then your question number 2, 3, 4, then your question. We're only accepting 1 question per person. So at the last 30-minute segment or 15-minute segment of the channel, we will address those questions. Or if the question is pertaining to the topic that we are talking about at that moment, we will address that question at that moment. Keep it cordial, keep it respectful towards everybody that's in this room and in this channel. That's what we want to do. So other than that, take care. Have a great week. We see you in the next video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we out of here.
All right, bro.